This is an overview of the Genesis Lesson Planner and some of the terminology that you will see in the lesson planner. So you're going to start from your home page here in Genesis by clicking the Lesson Planner tab. Initially, you come here into the calendar view, and I'm going to show you different ways of customizing this calendar view by adding colors to make your lesson plans stand out. But you're going to then click the Lesson Books tab. And this is going to give you a series of tabs up here. We're going to go over the Browse Book tab shortly. You're in List Books currently. You will also be able to see unit plans here, and unit plans are a collection or a theme of units that you have, like maybe for a water cycle for a science class, or maybe a particular novel for an ELA class. You can also see a list of all of your lesson plans. And you can then see the Link Books tab, and this will show you what classes or lesson books are linked to one another. You'll see a trash can here where you can see what lesson books you've deleted and what lesson plans you have deleted. You can check them off and delete them for good, or you can just leave them sitting in your trash can. You can also copy lessons from one lesson book to another. And you can see a map of your standards and what you've covered and how many times you've covered that standard in a class and what percentage of your lessons have been designated to that standard. But we're going to start in the Browse Books tab. This is a tab that's not generally used, but I love this look because it really synchronizes what my lesson books are doing with what units I have and with what lessons I have. So this is an overview of every single lesson book or class that you teach. You get a really nice snapshot here of the number of days that you've used that lesson or particular lessons, and how many units you have created for that lesson book, and how many lessons you have in your lesson book. From here, you can then see in the center that there are units, and each unit is part of this class that you're on here. You also then can see a snapshot of what particular lessons you have going on individually here that are maybe not in a unit or whatnot. So it's a very nice little snapshot of what you have going on for each lesson book. So your lesson book is each individual class that you're teaching. Your units are thematic units that you've created that go together, or lessons that go together with a unifying theme. And then you have your individual lesson that you're teaching on a particular day or for a particular time. You can also turn on your lesson books here for lesson pals, and you can see a snapshot sometimes of the lesson pals that are shared with you for each class. So from here, go back to List Books, and for here, you can customize the view of this if you choose to. This will also customize the view of your lesson calendar. So for example, if I wanted to change the color of a block that I teach, so maybe I want to make this red, I can change the background color, and then I can change the font or text color. And you'll see a preview of it here. You can even choose what standards you want to assign to that specific class. So for example, ELA standards. And then you can choose whether that is displayed or not. So you could turn off, for example, your semester 1 classes here. You can see if there's a grade book attached to it. And then you can change the sequence. So maybe you want a class to appear in a certain order in your calendar. You will also see a snapshot here of how many days you've had that class so far, how many units or lessons you have attached to it, and you can get directly to that class to configure it in the lesson book. Whenever you make changes here, you just want to make sure you go to the bottom and click Save Books. And you will see that when you go into your calendar tab then, that you've changed things around. So this is white day classes, maybe red day classes. I can change up the colors there again if I want to, and then I can clearly see which class goes with what.